All right, Flex. Flex is a new, well, relatively new design concept to make your containers more flexible. And remember in the early days of the web, when no one was using the browser with their phone or with the tablet, when they only had their laptops or desktops to go to the website, back then you didn't really need the website to be flexible. You just built it for example, 980 pixel, 800 pixels, or about 980 pixels to handle 1024 px with resolution, and that was it. But as people started using phones, and phones had different resolutions, portrait, landscape mode, and then tablet mode. Now, creating something that works across all of these devices, all of the different width, again, making these containers more flexible became more and more important. Of course, when Flex first got introduced, not all browsers supported it. So again, you don't just jump in and do all the latest thing, because it takes time for the mass to adopt the latest browsers, versions. Who knows? Maybe they were using browser that was built 15 years ago, which doesn't support some of the new CSS tags. But now I would say it is safe to use Flex, as majority of people around the world with phone and computers, they all use browsers that support Flex now. Flex, if you go too deep, it can get pretty complicated, but don't let it overwhelm you. It's just a way to create a flexible container. So you say display colon flex, and immediate children underneath that element that you said display flex becomes flexible. And you can say, look, I would prefer this to be, let's say, 300 pixels, but allow it to shrink, allow it to grow, stretch. And that's it. It's very simple. And it fixed a lot of the issues that traditional design introduced. And you will see, as you do some of the assignments, you will see how Flex could make things a little bit simpler, because now you don't have to play with so much margin to tweak this container a little bit to the left or to the right. Flex kind of takes care of it. You can say, hey, allow this to stretch. Allow this one not to stretch. We just wanted a fixed width. Hey, allow this to be like 300 pixels, but allow it to stretch one way or the other. It's really interesting, and it's very simple. And you can say, oh, put gaps between this container and that container by 20 pixels, or between your flex items, and then you can distribute it evenly, or put spacing on the end, or don't put spacing at the end, just put spacings in the middle for your flex items and so forth. It's very, very beautiful. And using Flex now, you could really create not only responsive websites that stretch, but you don't have to worry about so much about tweaking with your your width and many other things that could be kind of troublesome.